Do you want me to have Amber jump on and see if she
It's not muted. It's not doing it. Huh? It's not muted. It's not doing it. It's not muted. Huh? Turn it all the way down. Because it still has the right.
Can you guys hear us okay? These microphones are little thing that you put on your shirt. Mine's just a little loud. Am I louder? Yeah. Or maybe you're talking louder? I should speak up. Okay. Hey, everybody. Good to see you. So excited. There's so many people here. If you don't have a seat, there's a nice little nook over here with a back wall that you can kind of lean against and sit down. If you want to, you're more than welcome to come up here. I think better seat anyways. But hopefully we have enough seats for everybody to try. It's sort of kind of getting bigger and bigger in the last few days, so kind of hard to predict the growth, right? But welcome. We are really going to direct tonight. We're going to talk to all of you, okay? Because there are so many faces in this room of people that are new. So I just want to ask, if you have been in this business for a month or less, oh my God. So as you can see, we're growing. It's getting a lot bigger. It's crazy. So welcome, and we are going to introduce ourselves with conversation. You don't know who we are, but I am Sarah Singer. I'm the president of Diamond here in Omaha. My husband is a Triple Diamond, also here in Omaha, and I've been in this business about 2.5 years. Fell in love with the products. I love the wrap, but then tried the supplements and whatever government is the page of my phone after on there. I just had crazy good results. I'd show you the picture of you wouldn't be able to see it up here. And it really exploded my business. And since then, I just had so much fun from building and building. Our first meetings had 3 people, then 8 people, then 20 people, and now we're around, I think, almost 250 RSVPs with me. So 2.5 years, all of it has happened. So welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Introduce, this is Tracy Cartwright. She's a sideline team from here. Yep, I have been in it works for my club. Our team's bigger. For a little over 3 years, and my husband and I are both double-sided, and when I say that, people ask me all the time, "What's your husband doing?" And I say, "Years." He supports me as well as my son. So, but yeah, you know, right, so we started these meetings, a lot of our community staff and so on, so we didn't have no idea what it looks like up there. It's amazing, and it just makes my heart just want to be happy to do it. And I started a long time ago, 2 people, and then 1 person, and then 7, and then just kept going. We got a lot more of those over the years. I brought a bunch of you guys to us, and we're very, very excited to teach you some new things tonight, and to leave you here, you know, with your own heart. That's the point. That's the point. Thank you for taking the time to be here, and, you know, for those of you that have been here before, there's an off chance that we might reach refer to DJs. We've had a little bit of miscommunication about the site, so when they move, and they're just moving across the street, we might get to the room. So I know. This is fun, and this is all super official and stuff, but everybody wants our beer and wings, so let's go back and do that. We're not really official. This is a little too fancy shenanigans with that. So pay attention to the announcements on that, and then also the weekly wrap party for both of our teams is at DJ's next Thursday from 7 to 8. So if you want to bring yourself, potential guests, wrap guests, all of that at DJ's next week. We'll announce those meetings on our team pages, so be sure to look out for that. If you're on my team, you're on Rockstar 411, and then we have a meeting page that's Rockstar 101 that I will announce all of those things on. Tracy's got but we're going to start tonight off giving you guys that are new a little history about this company. Because you're probably sitting here going, okay, I signed up. Someone made what I'm doing, right? Now what? What am I doing? And what is this crazy company about with all this black green? That's what I was thinking. But first off, I just want to tell you, you joined a company that is unlike any other you're going to see out there. You've got your pink Cadillac companies, and you've got, you know, the makeup side of things, and the food side of things. You're here because of one thing, and that's the wrap. The wrap is the reason why you're here. It means that's different from any other company. It's a first-to-market product, and no one else out there has something that's going to give you results in 4 to 5 minutes. And I don't know about any of you guys. I was super skeptical of that. When we first heard results, 45 minutes, we were skeptical because I know I was. Yeah. And who tried one and said, "Oh my gosh, I have found the Holy Grail." Okay. So what this wrap does, and one thing I want to say first and foremost, is it's going to tone, tighten, and burn your skin. Okay. And if you haven't put one on your body yet and you're a new distributor, that's okay. Okay, I know you're just getting your wraps in the mail, maybe you're not, there's a little shortage going on with the business builder kits, and that's a bummer right now that we should be missing. But, or it's working on it. So yeah. But that wrap, if you try it, if you haven't, it's going to work every single time on every single person, but I will tell you the results over there. And they vary because of what each person is doing to their body. So I researched the heck out of this company. I wanted to know what this wrap was about. And I found out that the wrap started in Europe over, oh gosh, how many years ago are they now? Yeah, the company started in 2001. So before that, what they were doing on wraps for $300 a piece in salons. Okay, so when you're worried about asking someone to pay $25 or $30 for a wrap, don't be worried. Get real confident in the fact that people are paying $300 to do one of these wraps in Europe. And I would just like to do it also. Not in the wrap. We're the last to hear about it. And for many of you, like I was thinking 2.5 years ago, why didn't I know about this? I mean, I have every product. It's not the biggest girl Sephora place, and I didn't know about it. And I thought, if I don't know about this, my mama doesn't know about this, my sister-in-law doesn't know about this, I'm telling everybody. And that was all it took for me to spend $99 for me. And for some of you, it took a lot more, and that's okay. We all have different personalities, but I thought, why not? But the one thing I'll say about this graph that I want each and every one of you to hear, when we talk about this graph, we're not talking about inch loss, and we're not talking about weight loss. Okay, that's not what it's for. It's to tone, firm, tighten your skin. It's to help those moms who have stretched out skin here, have had babies that have that loose skin in their belly, and only surgery can help them. Okay, so make sure that we're not telling people that they're going to lose 10 pounds from a wrap. Because I don't want anyone on my team telling anybody that, because that is not the case. It takes exercise, it takes a good diet, love our supplements, and adding those in, you can lose some serious pounds, and I know I did. But the wrap is not for that. It's going to help you cellulite, it's going to help you from my organs. I just want to make that clear. I think it's so important when you're new to this business to do that. But also, I'm going to talk a little bit about kind of the business. Can you hear me? Because I have to one here. That's all okay? Okay. Just want to make sure. One of the exciting things about it works is that, and like she said, there are so many people that don't know about this product. The young gentleman that helped me with the microphone and video that doctor said, what is this? And of course I told him, and I gave him a cover, and the third stay on it. And he's never heard of it. And I said, that's actually a good thing. It's a good thing I've never heard of it. I know that it's a great thing we've never heard of. I talk to people every single day who have never heard of it. It seems a franchise because they're not talking about it. So, but with that being said, the magical combination that we have landed into is that we, like she said, are on track to be $1 billion company and beyond this year. So if you've got people that don't know about it, but you're on track for $1 billion in sales, that's magic. We have about 100,000 distributors, maybe a little more now with the boom of people who joined us in the last week or so. And that's nothing. It's an absolute drop in the bucket. When you see other companies that have been around like, 1960s, where they say you have almost 3 million reps, or Life has about 3 million reps, and we have 100,000. So each and every one of you should be thanking me like you said that you stumbled into this opportunity with a company that's as solid as we are, and yet so important. Another thing I want to say is our company has been debt-free since 2008. And if you guys have heard what this company is about, it's about two things. We're a Christian-based company. We're about helping people look better and feel better. And we're about being debt-free and helping you guys get debt-free. That's what we're here for. And I can tell you in 2.5 years, that's what this company is doing. So, and pretty much company, everyone, not everyone, but there are so many in my family that are now debt-free in some of this business because they added it into their life. They didn't make it something they had to go do every day. They didn't make it something that taxed them and made them feel like they were just overwhelmed. They just made it part of their life. We put all this up there on display because this is what I do. This is what I wear. I got my kids off to school when I go to Target, whatever, and these cute clothes and things are cute. This is all the new stuff. You guys have to come out and check it out because they're really reasonable. But I throw a shirt on and I drop my kids off. And she just said someone will ask her about it, and I promise you, they'll go, gosh, there's still so many people that don't know about this, and it will blow your mind, and you will handle the most part, and you will build your business. And that's how you do it. You don't, set aside 15 hours in a week to build your business. You build it because you're going to walk around and talk to people in this. Okay, so that's what this business is about. Very much still considered a ground floor opportunity. And I remember when, I was first introduced to the business, I saw that income chart, that average earnings chart, and my customer was, you're doing that with a graph. And she said, yeah. And the reason is we're much more focused on the residual income building side. We are not considered a traditional direct sales. I don't sell you a candle wax burner and then you have it for 5 years. That's not it. We make a sale once on a product and we offer our customers this special pricing for new customers for 3 months. So you make the sale once and you pay them at 3 times. That's called residual income. And not a lot of people understand that residual income is very bad. So we're obviously going to talk about that tonight, how to grow that residual income and the steps that it takes so still to this day blow my mind with simplicity. Notice it didn't say easy. And nobody could have said this is easy to get to those higher numbers. But the steps are simple. And if that doesn't speak to you, I don't know what it is. I'm definitely going to talk to you about the steps to show you how to make that big money. Whatever your goal is on the income chart, we're going to show you how to do it.
I love that.
It's like you're quiet in here to us because we're used to being like a piano bar, like, hey, what do you want to drink? Like, it's just super quiet for us. I just want to bring up one of the first people that I introduced this business to is my mom. And I told her, not in this meeting, I don't say this is Hillary Steamer. We're going to bring her up and talk about the steps to success. Hey guys. Wow. I'm Hillary Steamer, the other Steamer sister. And this is my mom. I skeptically joined the business with her. I had done multi-level marketing before, and I didn't educate myself very well with that company. When I looked back on it, I was actually doing really well in that business, but I quit too soon. And so I kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. I was one of those people that kind of blamed that company instead of realizing that it was probably me. You know, that's the reason I wasn't successful, is because of the things that I did or did not do. So I took that learning experience and I brought it into this business. And Sarah basically, and Amber Erickson, if you guys know who she is, they kind of just were like, you know what, you're going to do this with us. And they had more belief in me than I did at that time. And I think that's what I was doing. They saw something in me at that time that I didn't see. So as a mother of four, working full time and 2 nights a week part time, I was stereotypical. I don't have time, busy person. But I made time and I quickly fell in love with this business. And the 3 simple steps that it takes to be successful in this business. And I just worked them like a dog every single day. That's what I did. That's how I got to where I am. I woke up early, went to bed late. So we want to talk to you about those steps. And so you can implement them if you're new as quickly as you can, because that's what's going to take you to where you want to be. Okay? So all prepared now. You're going to barely be able to see it in the background and try and hold it up. Okay? There's this little sheet. You're going to see this everywhere in this business. Okay? And they are 3 steps to success in this business. I thought it was super complete when I first saw this. I thought, I'm doing it. I don't really care about that. I'm just going to talk to people about it. It's probably better sometimes. But once I learned that this right here is what it takes to really do this business, and there wasn't any focus, and there wasn't any other insane idea that I just didn't know about. I just was searching for every other idea. What else can I do? What can I, make a really pretty table somewhere? And can I just thought of giant grinders, huge amounts, everybody full of every ingredient of every fruit product. They all got it. So I did all that, and guess what? It was a big fat waste of time. So if you're here, I just want to say to you a whole lot of time, don't do that. Don't do anything else other than what's right here. So you said every meeting, if all you leave with are these 3 steps. This is all you remember, it's all you need to know, and the rest is what? The rest is just gravy. Okay? So the first step in this business is to join. So you can all just check that off, okay? You join the business for $99. Some of you got 1 box of wraps, some of you got 2. Who in here got the 2nd box of wraps? Jealous. Yeah, and I'm jealous. It's just, I'm jealous because I thought I'm going to spend $99 on my kids and I'm going to sell the food I got back, and then I was like, well, I think we all go through that. So you got the 2nd box. So you're gonna join the party, and then you're gonna qualify your commission. Okay, you're gonna qualify to make money in this business. You're gonna tell it works that I'm a working distributor and I want a paycheck. And the way that you're gonna do that is you're gonna either set up your ABB auto ship, or you're gonna go out and find $150 worth of orders. Between your friends, your family, maybe they're your own orders, whatever you want to do. Okay. For me, I do the ABB auto ship because I need to be a product of the product. I want to have a box of wraps on hand and somebody says, hey, I just need a box, I want to, I'll pay $100 for it. Sweet, you can hold that. Look at that. So I want to have products on hand to sell. I want to be a product of the product. I want to tell it works that this girl's getting a paycheck no matter what. Okay. If you get $150 in orders, that is another way that you can get commission. I will tell you, if people send something back, and you don't know about it, they can file your commission back the next month. So it's just the reason why they have an ABB is they just want to know that their distributors are using the product, that they know what they're talking about when they're educating others about the product. It's as simple as that. They know that you're a working distributor. So we'll talk about the
Yeah, and I just want to, on the ABB auto ship, it's kind of a mindset with that. I didn't have $80 a month extra when I first started this, and so at first I thought of it like an expense. Oh my gosh, I have to spend $80 a month to run my business. But instead, I changed my mindset, and I thought, what if I wrap for people a month? I can pay for my auto ship every single month. That made my husband happy. It made me work my business harder than having the mindset of thinking, oh, I have to spend $80 a month. So change your mindset that way, and you'll wrap more people a month and you'll pay for that. Auto ship. So you worked your business for free. Yeah, I had to.
She really did spend she bought a kit, she sold her wraps, she made her money back, and then she went out and she found 4 customers. Okay? And so that's essentially what you do. You start building on that. And it's literally the roadmap to have individual income in your future with a product that rocks. So that's the roadmap. But the boost,
I didn't know about the boost. Don't discount that when you're talking to people about this business. Don't underestimate that boost or what that person is looking for in their life. They might be ready to jump all in with this business, but always, and maybe they're not, and that's okay. Always give them the option to boost their pick, so that they know about it and that they can tell people about it too. With that, there's 2 boosts. You can do just a mini boost, or you can do a big party boost. Either one is great. Most people go for that mini boost. I know that I would have got that mini boost if I would have known about it, because you're going to get a little bit of product use for yourself, and to go out and start, doing wrap parties. So you've got your greens, you've got extra boxes of wraps, with an ice cream, your fat fighters, your defining gel. You get those extra products in that kit to go out and start doing wrap parties.
and I just today signed this on, and she ordered a big boost, and that made sense for her. I didn't even have to ask her if she wanted to do that. She just knows that she needs to put that thing back on body where she can chocolates, lashes, different things that she does. A great way to build your business if you need some marketers, go out and watch them. It's a great product. You're going to get good add-on service. But she got that big boost, and that made sense for her. So, everybody's budget calls for whatever. And if all anyone can do is $1 million, it's all good. That's all we did. We still did all right. Yeah, so absolutely. But step 2, so you join, you boosted or you've not boosted. Step 2 is to go out and find 4 loyal customers. Okay, 4 loyal customers is going to earn you $120 and free products. Whatever you want that product to be, doesn't matter what it is. Okay, you can go shop. You're also going to get a wrap reward for every 2 loyal customers that you sign in this business, and that's forever. Okay, so a wrap reward is a box of wraps for $25, and that includes your shipping. You just pay the tax. So you get a box of wraps, you get 4 wraps in there, you spend $25, and you're going to other $40 to $75 profit. So as you can see, so you got that $120, you're going to get 2 boxes of wraps with that. Most people do, because that's where the money is. That's what they're going to more boxes of wraps to go and sell. In the end, long story short, it's $350 profit. And going out and getting 4 well customers. If they sell all those wraps, it's $350 profit. It's crazy. First one. There's not another business out there like this that can promise you that kind of return on your investment.
Yeah, that's right. You want to go, they kind of changed this up, instead of go reading, I know for new, it really doesn't mean a whole lot, but basically, you're just want to go out and find 3 people to do this business with you. Think of 3 people who meet at the top of the lead like you do, or you did. Maybe it's someone, maybe it's your best friend, maybe it's your aunt, maybe it's your cousin, maybe it's your husband. I don't know, 3 people that want to do the business with you, and you're going to teach them what you just did. To join the party and go find 4 loyal customers. Now I know it's scary, but do this, do this, do this. But we all know it's a lot harder than that. You know, you have to wake up and all these people start calling you to want to join your business, right? Maybe. Raise your hand if that happens. But if you have this mindset that this business is going to change your life, that you're willing to share that with people, and you're sharing and not selling, these steps will come more naturally. Okay? The mindset. So,
And just think of the people in their life, there will be more bankruptcies this year than there will be heart attacks this year, and probably put right around $300 to $500 a month for most families. Okay, so what this business can give is someone a way out of that. And I kind of find it my duty. People all the time, they're talking about how happy they think they are, or how much money they don't have in the bank account. It comes up in every conversation, I swear. Think about it tomorrow while you're talking to people and count how many times those 2 seconds come out. Because you're going to have a solution for one of those 2 things. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling like I'm skinnier than as pretty as it used to be. I'm feeling like I have no energy. You know, I'm sitting here drinking like a giant cup of Starbucks and just $1,000 on a latte. Bad idea. Let's do something else. And you can offer people something healthy, something better for them in a way to make money too. It's innovative. So that's a success. That's what we do every single month. My goal is to go out and do it once a month. Sometimes I don't. And they don't get it. And it's 2 little customers in the city that are like, wow, not my best time. Other times I go out 3 times. So it just depends. A lot of it usually is my mindset. I realize that now. We learned about your reading. Yeah, I learned about that reading. Okay. And you guys see this person on the banana. Okay. I'm just going to show it for a minute. I'm going to sit down. This is the reading chart. Okay. Now, how many of you have the chance to get the read bonus? Woo, you might say, if you're new in the last month, you have this.
how about who's going to get the Ruby bonus?
Stand up if you have gotten either a $500 or a $1,000 Ruby bonus. Stand up. So, if you want to go reading, you're going to go out and work those steps of success, okay? And then all of a sudden, this chart is going to come into play. Because those 3 people that you found to do this business with you, they're sitting right here. 1, 2, 3. This is you in red, okay? You're going to find 3 people to do this business with you, and you're going to teach them those steps again. As you can see, we duplicate that way. It's awesome. So this person here, Sally Sue, is your best distributor, and she went out and she taught her new distributors. She went out and found 3, and she taught 2 of them to go out and find 4 loyal customers. Same thing. She's teaching everyone the steps of success. You right there are Ruby, okay? And if you're doing that within 2 calendar months, I tell you 2 full calendar months, then there you go, voila. And the average earnings is $599 a month for a week. So
mean, how many people join this business to make an extra $500 a month? An extra $500 a month would change your life significantly. Okay, so when you're thinking about asking people to say those words, you know, I can teach you how to make an extra $500 a month. I mean, that's pretty bold. It's going to leave a little statement, you know, in your conversation to really remember that. I try to talk about that, you know, a lot when I'm talking to distributors. $500 because that's going to change someone's life. It certainly changed our life. I know that. So,
Tracy's going to come in here. We get to Green Perfect and have a really good time in Sarasota, Florida. It was a vacation. And Green Perfect, just for those of you that maybe don't know, we do a conference at the beginning of the year, and then we do kind of a mid-year, we call it Green Perfect. Okay? And this is my first time in Green Perfect, and they had some really cool announcements and new things come out. Some of them have already expired, but some of them are still going in Tracy's event. Okay, on this one, we're moving it to have a okay. All right, so one of the bigger announcements that came out of Green Perfect was the domain name. We've done a lot of things with myitworks.com, as you know, the domain name is attached to our training, our event sites, our URL, all of those, you know, replicated websites. Myitworks.com can still be used, but actually we now have itworks.com. So everything like it was my events.myitworks.com is now events.itworks.com. Store.itworks.com. Those types of things. So you still can't use those links on social media. It's a little bit so just keep in mind, myitworks.com does still work, but itworks.com is the domain name, and that's one of the bigger things that we talked about. I want people to start to use itworks.com. It's easier things to remember than myitworks.com. One of the parts that I was the most excited about was the emails that are now coming out for these brand new distributors. How many of you that have joined in the last probably couple of weeks got an email from Martin Community Pentecost with a video and a welcome email on your right when you signed up? Yeah, some of you did, but just in the last couple of weeks got that day one email that's going to get you started right out of the gate with some of the things that you need to know how to do. Also, as a part of this program, day 7 email. I know that when I first signed up, I had no idea what I was doing. I really would have liked to have some communication from the CEO in his life and Stetson and Mike Cotillo on our show. She's not me, big guy. And then he's on day, I think, 7. And then you get on day 10, and they keep you going and start teaching you all those steps from day 1. So that is a fantastic new feature for our brand new distributors, because they are making this easier and easier. Okay, and I'll do it easy right now. Not simple, very simple. I'm not going to say that what we do is easy, but the startup, they're showing you how to do it right out of the gate. So watch for those emails. What your new distributors know that they're going to get the emails they want to make that as a great new feature. They announced, in addition to the logo that was, you know, there for a short time through the end of July, they announced double cruise points for signing distributors through the end of July, but also now extended to if you want to end account right now, we'll be on those groups. That's pretty good number right there. That's amazing. That's amazing. And the way that you know that is they'll show you your rates when you first log into your fee suite. But let me tell you something. With the number of people that have signed up recently, and you've got almost another 4 days to get double cruise points for when you sign up for the distributor. And then also, the month of August, we're going to change things up tremendously. So if the cruise is on your to-do list, if that's something you really want to shoot for, we go hard the rest of August. But trust me, the top 1,350 people, the point earners that have not even been close to the cycle. 20 of those people too. They were actually in Amazon this summer. If you guys want to want that. So that was one of the new things that they announced. Also announced was new, and this is fantastic, new and improved features on the mobile app. The app is great, but I love that they are continuing to develop an app where BV is not showing on your app when the product was recorded was not showing. But also never on the app what was more interactive about it. I remember all the details on it. If you go onto the mobile app, and then hopefully all of you, I know that sometimes when you sign up as a babysitter, it's hard to remember to tell them everything you need to know. But we have an app where you can enroll people from your phone, and we also have an app where you can get paid on your phone, where people will all do an app on your phone. So those are very, very useful tools. So make sure that you look that up. It's just my It Works, or It Works app, and It Works Pay. Make sure you have those two apps. Let's see, and then last but not least, and this is fantastic, our training was completely revamped overall. Before the change to a complete browser, it is now a revamped It Works shoe in your eSuite. In fact, you don't go through it through a generic website anymore. Log into your eSuite, It Works shoe is there, and the training is phenomenal. And everybody, newbies and veterans, need to go to that training again. It's really great to keep refreshing, but I'm telling you, they are giving us the tools to do this. They're making it way too easy. So, any other, the other routes is going to cover one of the other major parts of announcing about the social customer. You can cover that a little bit. Any questions on all of that? Simply park it in mind. Anything? Okay. Okay. So for those of us that went to Green Carpet, we wanted to bring back some kind of aha moments to you guys, things that stood out to us and, kind of change your mindset. It's going to help us from here on out. I'm going to bring up Amanda Roush. Double diamond, her husband is also double diamond in the business. We have her debut for aha moments. Hello, everybody. Hear me okay? All right, so this is my second green carpet, and every year I think our hoping to keep getting better and better. So one of the biggest aha moments, so many of these top leaders, FRC, Black Diamond, ambassadors, presidential, and one of the biggest things I kept hearing them say is, we are nobody special. We're nothing different than any of you in this room. All we did is we did those 7 over more times. Let that take it. There are nobody different than you. They just did the steps we said more times. Like that hit me because so many times we walk into those rooms and we think, she's like a Donna, and while she's still really cool, she's nobody different than all like 7 hours, yeah. Not that much. But yeah, I just want you guys to hear that. They are nobody different. You just have to complete the steps we said again and again. And they do it multiple times a month, and you will be up there on that stage, on that White House. I don't know, I think that's what it is. This is Kaylee Miller. She is one of my newest producers. Watson Bramble. Hi guys. So I am a green carpet for the ladies, and I'm a secretary. I love everyone at home. But you can watch the so when I heard that we were looking out, I was in Minnesota for that. Excited to go for it. I really, I got on there and blew my mind. I was dedicated to this business and I didn't have to get business from day one. I loved it. It offered me, but I don't think I really got the business. My business was too big. I was out. I was at 3 years. I don't think I had a business at home until I went down there and I heard them talk about what they're doing, what was on their heart. job dancing that you will stay with me 5 years, for 10 years, and you can be my own for free. What do I mean to you guys? Like a promise saying that you will be my own where you want to be. What you said, do what you said. That's what it was to me. Except for 200 years, 100 years, it's like the high to do it. Yeah, if you want to. Whatever you have to do to get to them, absolutely get to them. These people are committed to that. They're normal. They're normal people. They are a 20-year-old. They are a mom of four. They are divorcee today. They are us. They could have been before. They were just a bit of a special. They don't want something to be done. They just did it. They went out. They did it. They did it. Ignorance is huge for me, and I'm a big people person. So when someone tells me no, like I really think it's hard, but I don't want to really sit on it and say, what can I do to make them say no? I don't know if you said it, but when someone tells me no, you have to understand they're not saying no to you as a person. They are saying no to themselves. So this opportunity really is, I don't think there's something that they do for them. To do what you want, if you're not going to say that, so there's no hard to do it. You're not saying no to be the person, so you can't be the person. You really have to let go of that. If you have the goal that you're going to achieve, if they're not ready yet, then let them watch. Let them, make them want to know more, and stick by them until they're ready. And then when they're ready, then let them show them what they like to go about, show them why they're going to do it. So don't take it personally. Don't take it to love other people's lives versus your but don't use the I so hard to come to that you do the only thing that promise you and will take that Monday. Like that it is, and when I keep them, they will not. But that would be I love this company and I work there. And I really got it. I really focus and I got it. And I have part of me that I'm really loving. And she will sometimes but I got it. When I got my own vision, I fully understood why I was doing something like this. Welcome to people and they want to be invited and they're going to do this one. But everybody's journey is God given. And the person and God gives you exactly what you're doing now. Whether that's a promotion in 6 months or promotion in 2 years. And all the students and the producers and trials, everything is a lesson. So celebrate when you finally got it and celebrate when you understand what it's to be and you have promotion. But learn something from every day and realize that this is really going to be something and not be exactly what you're so let me see the businesses that are what are freedom we are running a place of next week, we really take time to the finances and like that. Whatever you're working to be on, know that that is what you're doing. You might want to do it anyway, you might want to do it
first corporate event discussion, my first meeting with you work leaders. The biggest thing I gotta do is have to like to gain. I know it's a long, someone who works 5 hours a week, but my days just don't really matter anymore. And I think the biggest part about doing is it doesn't matter if you're a distributor or not to support. It hasn't looked intriguing. My number 2 on here was to step outside my comfort zone and just listen to myself. I'm totally the person that's a baby that sits in the corner or doesn't go out or doesn't like to talk. So green carpet definitely made me look like a real baby, not only step up and just do the things I need to do. Also, I realized everyone that was in the VIP section was a normal person. Like there's people from the city talking, but the firefighters and the police officers, and I think that is one of the most to me because my boyfriend is Omaha Fire Department. But those people quit their jobs and they're not home with their kids. And I guess my biggest thing is to do a full time thing before all this and everything goes that way. I know what it's like to clean with my baby or to just do my thing with something. Green carpet made me a better mom, a better person, and maybe run my business better. So I didn't think there's a business aspect on all this. Like I came home wanting to do more things with my kid, wanting to just I don't know, do more and do it. Thanks, Morgan. We talked about on the plane. Okay, so this was my first green carpet too. I've been to conference twice now. And I'm definitely one of those people that thought these conference or corporate events were a couple of, you know. And I was dead wrong. So I can't say enough awesome things about our corporate events, but there's a couple of things that every time I go to something, even every time I come to this monthly meeting, I walk away with something. My cup gets filled back up. Every event that I go to, I grow personally. And I laugh about this business that you won't be the same person if you stick around here long enough. You won't be the same person before when you said yes to 90. I definitely am not. One of the biggest reasons I joined this company is to be able to one day, I've always been hard to think about giving when you can't even pay your mortgage, right? It's a hard thing of mine. Every time I go to these events, I feel that with this company. A huge part of it was giving back. And when I was at this moment was that I can finally give back. I don't know what it is, you know, but I've been helping my team and I'm a total yellow, if you guys know the color, that's totally me, 100%. But it didn't hit me until I looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh, you can do that. I don't know, I'm sure God will not be down and tell me what it is, but that was a huge part of my dream work, to be able to give back. So, a quote I just want to leave you guys with. Stay humble, hopeful, and helpful is equally important. Humble, hopeful, and helpful. That's pretty strong words. So that's my moment.
Okay, I had several, but I'm just going to leave you with a couple. One of them is to, no matter how bad the temptation is, never use the dresser. Let me explain. Okay, so one night that we were there, enjoying Florida, we were at an ice cream parlor kind of late night, and we were understanding line is the women's is one per cell. And the women's is full and the men's is not. So what do? We try to move the men's restroom and take turn. I'll ask the third person in line, and I sat there and thought, it's gonna be me, when the guy comes and he leaves the room. So I go in there and wash my hands, and sure enough, I hear a man's voice. It was me. Well, I walked out, and guess who was standing there? Guess who the guy was? Almost. John Eric Wilson. That was me. I got to stand up and come out of the men's restroom when John Eric Wilson was there. So, yes, we have the selfie that they posted today that was quite up that. John Eric Wilson, for those of you who do not know, is one of the most fabulous people on the planet. We are very, very blessed to have him as our social media guru, who's teaching us how to use social media to our businesses. And again, I'm going to tell you some of the amazing things that he brought. But I'm telling you, I'm a better person because that man did my life and your life fabulous human being. And he's one of the highlights for Reading Harvard for me. He's John Eric. But the other one is, and it occurred to me, and I think it occurs to a lot of people that when you look around, then I understand that this is going to happen for me. This is going to happen for me. Kim Souter said something to Sarah, and so my aha moment comes kind of third party. But she said it to me when we were down there, and it was a goal without a deadline is just a dream. So I don't know about you, but I've been terrified to put a date on a certain promotion. I've been working on my circle chart for a while, and it's actually in my head. I won't put it on paper. I guess because I'm scared. I'm scared to see how many boxes maybe that is. But I decided to finally put it on paper, and guess what? I'm actually not very tall. And so I can say broken do it every time. So I put I'm not gonna put it out there, so I wasn't sure if I could put that day out there. But I did set a goal in my head and in my heart for that promotion. And so, but I know that is gonna happen. But what we have to do is to quit putting deadlines on something. So it sounds kind of funny that I put a deadline on something, but quit letting it defeat you if it doesn't happen. Like they said, the finish line is freedom. So what if you don't hit a bonus? It's just a bonus. Everything. Are you telling me that an average birthday check at $10,000 a month? I'm sorry, I don't have $1,000 bonus. I quit. That's not it. The finish line, other than the anniversary, was to put a goal out there and to verbalize it, and what Pam said, that the goal without a deadline, or goal without a single, I didn't say it. The goal, yeah, it's just a dream. So that was my dream. Okay, so this spring carpet for me was a little bit mind-blowing, a little bit crazy. Because I got invited, and I really had no idea where I was in the company in general. But I got invited to, that's me, sorry. I got invited to something that not everyone is invited to. I think y'all should. But yeah, and my aha moment was that I had actually really, really hard see myself in a place that I never seen before, but I got invited to the top 75 winners of the company. My aha moment is that I worked really hard to get there, and it was funny because they took us to a security guard, and we were at corporate headquarters, and we get to the security guards and put us on an elevator, and it was like all these levels, it's like all these buttons, and it skipped, and then it said, whole level. And that's what I had to press to go all the way to the top. And some people are I'm so mad at this. But then when I got off the elevator, I did take a picture of this. But with all of the 75 name tags of all of the top firms that were there, and my name was, and I just planned up like this. I mean, I was shaking. I looked over. that, I'm not going to that. You know, a lot of I sat in the very back of the conference 2 years ago, and I watched these people walk across the stage as commentators. That was these people are really about right now. Because I've always just kind of doing this. I thought, you know, maybe you have to go, or maybe the princess, maybe she's super sweet. And you know what? I went around and they were pointing to that. I didn't have to start a conversation with them. I just had the moment I came up to my boss, I wanted to your husband and he sat and said, you know, Sarah, I used to know every executive in the business. And for me not to know presidential in the top 75 it breaks my heart. And someone in my work, he just got real close to me and he said, do you realize where you are right now? Because I want you to take a that what you and your team have done is unheard of. And there's 7,500 distributors. And in that moment, I realized how much we care about me. It starts from the top. Okay, so here I am, and I'm giving love to my team. But having people before us, and helping everyone, and just being helpful, like Taylor just said, helpful and hopeful. This all would not be happening. You know, so that to me, but it made me yellow. I'm usually green, I don't know everything and lose everything. I really realized how important that really was. So that was my aha moment. And so every time you sign someone to your team, they want you to know that it's perfect for you. What happens in the business and what they think of it, how they feel about it, their passion for it. It starts with what you give them, with the excitement that you give them. It starts with the love that you put out, the vision that you show them of this company. I saw a vision. I mean, I sat and talked to people that used to be bankrupt and are making 6 figures a month. You're making 6 figures a month, but I was like, whoa, I mean, that's incredible. And then they're putting stories, but they're showing that to their team, and that's why they're growing. So I just want you to make sure that if you see someone on your team struggling, that you reach down and you pull them up. Because that's why this business keeps going and so successful. With all of the people that are in it, is because hopefully the reason that they're in it is to help others, not just themselves. I think we're going to just take a 5-minute break, let everybody go back, get some water, whatever. We'll come back. So just come back in about 5 minutes and we'll finish up the other by 9. Are these people alive? Should I go?
real quick before we head into this next part. Hold on. Come down. Hello. Okay, we're gonna do an example real quick. Okay, real quick. We're going to draw 3 tickets. So if you put a wrap in, take your ticket out. Okay. How many are we getting? I think it's 20. Okay, so 3 people are going to go home with 20 wraps. 20 wraps. That's a lot of wrap cash, folks. Okay. First number.
4596.
Congratulations. Are you a new distributor? Yay!
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay.
460593.
Mary. All right. Becca likes this ticket.
She likes it. Oh, I lied. 460623. Yeah, she did. She's like,
That's good. I was there too.
I was doing I thought it was nice. Is that
It's your ticket.
Here, line up, like a photo.
Let's go. Okay.
all right? That was my mother-in-law. I'm sure she did something. She was wonderful, right? She's okay. I'm gonna bring up this children. She is, first of all, we need to all congratulate her. Just went triple diamond. So how much bonuses have you earned so far? 71. You never turn it off. You never turn it off. Yeah. We'll never get that much. No. It's working. Yeah. Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. Come on, girl. There you go. You can see it. So we are getting up here. We're going to talk about what it takes when you sign a distributor and you become a leader in this business. It's when you sign your first distributor. And what does it take to get things started off on the right foot? And there's really none other than Jody McLaughlin that can rock a team and help their team. Hold them up, like I said, and make sure that they know what they're doing. So she's got some good little steps and checklists that you should be running your mind through when you sign someone, making sure you're doing these things for them so that they get off to the right start. And obviously that's just going to help you too. Everyone wins. So go to your awesome things.
Okay, when I signed a distributor, first of all, I took it very personally. They were giving me $99, not me, but they gave $99. They trusted in them, and they after they were service partner who was doing and run the business for them. But this is now their job to show them how to do it. Okay? So whatever you start, you're working on it. Then put it upside down so you're at the bottom. You just release the moment by humiliation. That's a good job. You need to send it to it. Okay, so the first, I have a question. they don't tell me, they'll tell me anything. The first question is I ask them what their why is and what their goal is. So everybody has a different thing, right? Some people want a car payment, some people want to stay home with their kids, some people want to have their mortgage, everybody has a different timeline, different goals. I signed this, I wanted life-changing money as quickly as I could, I wanted to stay home with my kids. And Sarah kind of picked up on that, and she signed it. And I'm like, she's agreeing because I was just going gung-ho, and she was back there analyzing what the hell I was doing, and checking on check this there, I don't know what I did. So anyway, ask people what their goal is, what their why is, how fast they want to run with this, because that's what I adjust to. Okay, so ask people what their why is, and if you are, as you're finding them and helping them in the world, then you already. So you need to know that.
You need to know that because you're going to come into some of those blocks and you're going to have moments when they feel down and then you lift it up. And that's your moment to remind them why they're doing this. I think it was Amanda, Kaylee who said, there are many reasons not to work this business, but I bet you your why is the best reason to work this business. And that's all. So give a good reason to change your life and to not have to work the JOB, just overwork for 40 hours a week, right? And have too much fun at the end of the money. You've got to know your why. That's so important.
Second thing I do immediately is I get their launch date now. So it's very important to me, it still is, that every single teammate that I find has a launch, and everybody in my download has a launch. A physical launch is preferred, but that's not possible because of location on an online launch is doable. I've driven 3.5 hours to launch something before. That's how important it is to me. Sarah's launch leads and we can be signing up, so I figured that's just what we do. I didn't know any, that was my point of reference. We launched the distributors. I launched distributors, so you can do it. 8 million levels down, I'll go and launch it if I can. Even if I'm not a fair enroller, if I'm not serious, I can get fair enroller if I go. So the second question I ask is when for launch date. A launch date anyway. Everybody's different, but if you're signing on my team, the launch is non-negotiable. It has to happen. Because you learn how to talk about the products, you get your customers quickly at your launch, and you can step out and watch how the launch is done. And I grew quickly because I always have the goal of signing distributors for my new distributors. So that's how I do kind of quickly. And a week later, you're out there signing their new distributors. You just keep going down the chain. So launch is important.
Launch is everything. Who in here can say that their business suffered because they did not have a launch party? Be honest. A lot of people, right? You look back and go, man, I wish I could have just done that. Just taken 2 hours max, right? 1.5 to 2 hours to get 4 people together. Does not have to be anything formal, nothing crazy. Just get 4 people in the room and do your launch party. I gotta tell you guys, when I signed up to do this business, Amber Erickson was my enroller. She's a family friend from Arizona. And she couldn't come here to help me. As a matter of fact, she'd only been in the business 1 more month longer than I had. She didn't know how to help me. It was like, so you're going to get some wraps and you should like put them on. And no joke, it was me and Hillary in my kids' playroom giggling because she wanted to wrap the back of her body. She was like, yours down. I'm like, what am I doing? And we just laughed, but at the same time, we still took the before and after. It wasn't the most perfect before and after, which I think you should get good at doing that, rather than taking a real nice, easy to look at before and after picture is important. But it wasn't perfect, and we still saw results, and you're still excited, and guess what? She's a triple diamond, very close to presidential diamond in my business now. I mean, that's amazing. So, it starts with one. It starts with one, and it starts with that launch. So, make sure you're having it. If you don't have one on your calendar, if you're new, you don't have one. Look at your enroller right now. All of you look at your enroller, nod your head and say, I will do a launch in the next week. I will do a launch. Okay? I'm telling you now. And you know what? If you need to do a relaunch, all right, I'm calling you out. You're making the commitment. If you need to do a relaunch, then do a relaunch. There's nothing wrong with that. If the first one didn't go well, do another one, okay? Super important.
And don't be discouraged if there's only a couple of people at your launch. One person can change your business. So if one person shows up at your launch party, they are VIP, and they
I handle my launches differently. If there's one person at a launch and if there's 10 people at a launch, I kind of accustom myself to what's going on in the room. I don't walk in like a giant advertisement and get all formal in front of them like this and a piece of paper with my party hat. I don't do that if there's just a couple people in the room, okay? I like to sit on the floor with people. Wherever they're sitting, I'm going to sit. They're sitting on the couch, I'm sitting on the couch. If they're at the kitchen table, I'm at the kitchen table, okay? If there's a room of 10, 15 people, I'll get out front with my little party pad and read from that. But I judge what I do based on what's going on in the room. So I also think that's super important.
Nothing fancy, nothing fancy, because you're telling your potential distributors in the room at those launch parties that this is easy. If you roll in with a bunch of decor and, you know, you're in Chinese grilling, all this crazy stuff, you know, you know, your potential distributors are looking at you at this party thinking, I want to try this, not be a distributor. So if you roll in with one bag, max product, you just talk about people think that they can do that. And they see that you're launching that personal base, they know that they're going to have to launch you. So I have a first step email that I send every distributor at a time, and it has a bunch of tasks in it for them to start to. One of them is to the launch date, the 100 list is another thing in there. Watch the training videos is another thing in there. We have a copy of this for you guys.
Yeah, just FYI, if you're going to go looking for this and you know where to get it, can you tell me where that email is? It's at the top of the website, 411 page. I uploaded it myself. It should be uploaded by Sarah Senior. And I can send it to you and a while ago. But yeah, it's in the file at the top of the website page. And it's just a really good, very simple to understand. Step by step, I love this email that she made. I made my own, and I'm way too good to do anything else, so we're just way better. The rest of the stuff.
Very good. I was wondering that.
Very, very important. Okay, so hundreds list. For those of you on a hundreds list is just sitting down and jogging your memory about nothing fancy, but I have redone my hundreds list so many times. So I started off and until they tell me no, I do not cross them off that list. Until they tell me no flat out, like no, no, and no, I don't cross them off the list. But I might work on them a little bit. I call it drinking on them. You know, I might drink a lot of drink that I'm drinking that I love. I know they're Red Bull lovers. And I say, hey, I know you have serious issues with joints, and our relief is wonderful. Just wanted to, send that your way. I just saw this really great testimony on it and thought of you. You know, I do some thoughtful things with my 100 list. But just start with the people you know, and you might think you don't know anyone. You might think you know 4 people in this business. And if that's all you know, that's okay. That's what networking is for. And we can teach you how to do that, and we will teach you how to do that. But most of you know more than 4 people. The great news is you don't need to know more than 3 people to do this business and have a really successful business. But having a list to go from and to add people and subtract people from, and keep in mind, you forget about the don't have everything together sometimes. We're busy mom, we've got stuff going on, and I'll forget about people, and I'll think, gosh, I should have followed up with them. And I know she's a team to follow up, and that starts with your 100 place, and reminding yourself who's there in the first place in your life.
The 100 place should be better than most people. This is double grade. So cross mountain highlighting is circling. It's nuts. You should be doing all the time to get it free. You're going to tell you which numbers you get with people. Now it's on social media. It's not that easy. So social media. She was kind of a different person.
In a good way. But, she decided to work her business belly to belly. From the start, she decided she was going to go to people, face to face and work this business. she wasn't gonna go post them on Facebook right away. So if that's who you are, that's okay. Just know that you're gonna have to go out and talk to people. You're not gonna you will have to talk to people. And a lot of people kind of go, I'm not ready to do that. If you're not ready to do that, a first post on Facebook is essential. Just something, nothing advertising, but you gotta let your friends and family know that this is something you're doing, not because you want to sell something, not because you want to make a buck off them, but because you believe in the product, you love the product, and you want to change your life in some way, and in turn you're going to change theirs, whether you help or not. Okay? So do you have any verbiage that you like?
I have it all typed up and it looks like there's a lot of people. Everyone says the family I'd like to announce the time you can take me on an adventure with a company that I love called the Global. You see the picture, one picture, one cool picture.
Even just today, if you wrapped your arms in a result, and you just post a picture that says, wow, it works. As simple as that, I've had someone do that, and guess what? She went 36 comments afterwards. I went, wow, girl, you're going to be amazing. No, it's good. It's a good thing, but keep it simple, you know. Some people, they get a little more wordy, and I recommended them post something like, you know, I decided to change my life and start as I can, and then you plug in your goal, your why, so that I can be home with my babies, so that I can afford a new car, so that I can, you know, have a vacation time. Whatever it is that's important to you, and so I can use all the support I can get from my friends and family. You can't wait to let you try it out. Who's ready? You know, something like that is a great first post that you want.
And you can make a new 100 posts just on that post. I'll put comments if you want to. And follow up with every single one of your comments and likes on your posts. It's so important. If they're liking and commenting on your posts, what is waiting for them to do it again? They're going to talk to you.
I like to send people that just like my post just a short, hey, thank you so much for the support and liking my post. I really appreciate it. Were you ever interested in a product for the business, or were you just supporting the business? And I ask them a question so that if they answer, they might just say, hey, yeah, I actually have wondered about the dreams, or and I've gotten many responses like that. I actually was wondering about the facials, or whatever it is, and it starts with rapport. So,
That's all I give my researchers. I also tell them don't get too much into management mode. Don't sit there for 3 days and memorize the composition and that does not make you want to do things that make you want to.
please don't make the binders. You have a binder right now, you just take it home and light it on fire. Okay, Amanda Rouse, she's gonna keep the one that's tortured me. I think it was like 18 pages long. But it's like a whole lot and I've had I still like it, but I'm green, okay, I want by the top, so whatever, it's fine. The only other thing that I will say that I do, and I make very apparent to people, is the steps to success. They need a roadmap so that they know where they're going. They need to know they need 4 customers and what that's going to do for their business. You need to put a short-term vision in their head of, okay, right now, I can help you make this much in profit. We're going to get 4 loyal customers. We're going to sell all the wraps that are using your free product. I'm getting those 4 loyal customers. We're going to go and put wraps on people and make them $350 for next month. You ready? And then guess what? A month after that, you're going to go over here, you're going to make a $500 goal, which is making $599 a month on average for the paycheck. You ready? Let's do this right now, because this is your why. And that's the conversation that I have with them. Okay, and then I always like to give them a little tidbit of what could be. You know, hey, just remember, if you can make $500 in this company a month, you can make a heck of a lot more than that. Try to do it again. You just have to not stop and do it again and do it again and do it. And then I make bring them to things like this. Get them to corporate events. Get them to just a plain old casual Tuesday wrap night, so they can hear about the products and what they really can offer the people in their life. That's what you've got to do for your visitors, so that they can see the short term and the long term. Thank you very much. one of them on our team, the other two awesome ones. But she's going to talk to you a little bit about what John Eric had to say to us for the conference. I will say they did the conference. They did one Friday, they did one Saturday. Saturdays was better, I heard. And most of it was because of John Eric. His mom was in the audience and she has stage 4 liver cancer. And I will never forget him saying that I can't add days to her life, but I can add life to her days. And how cold and stood up, he was kind of choked up, started falling, and his mom was sitting there, and everyone was crying. And it just goes to show the heart of the company. And she was so proud of him and to be there watching him on stage. And he really is just her favorite. And he doesn't know my name, so. I'm just going to stop taking. You can kind of get it. All right, everybody. So I am secretly obsessed with John Eric Roland. It's another secret anymore. He is incredible. We did party with our company in January. Who here has done his training or has purchased an $99? Cool. All right, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. First things first, obviously I love social media. I'm a hairdresser by trade. I work full time at a salon currently. And so I don't have time to be out all the time working in a business elsewhere. I do a lot of launch parties, we do a lot of wrap parties, don't get me wrong, we're belly to belly, that's what I've been taught from day one. But social media is a great aspect. Who is on Facebook? The whole room is on Facebook. Who's on Instagram? Twitter? Starting to drop. The Periscope is the newest addition to social media. I'm still learning that one, so don't be offended if you're okay with that. All right, so social media is a really, really important part of our business, and if used correctly, it can change your business. I was that girl. If they were just suggesting ways to announce your business, I did it very, very incorrectly. At the time, I was in my 5th home-based business when I joined It Works, and so I made a nice little post about going along It Works, or going along Jewel Cave in my hair business is now It Works, and it was so salesy. And nothing came out of it, and so please don't do that. Social media, from what John Eric has taught us, is about building relationships, being thoughtful, living an adventure, and letting people in on your adventure is what this is about. And when we started that training, my business completely changed. Who can agree that starting that has changed your business? You should all agree. You have to agree. It just takes you from being that salesperson and making advertisements all the time to being somebody that people actually want to follow and they're interested in. I've seen a lot of people, not a lot, but I would say there's quite a few people who have said, I have a lot of negative response to a lot of my posts. I have a lot of haters out there. And sometimes I think it has a lot to do with the way we are posting and the way we are sharing the product. And we're not being thoughtful. We're just putting it out there and blasting Facebook, and we're expecting people to just talk to us. But I honestly have only had one hater in my whole business. That was my cousin. She's now my little customer. So we leave at that. But I think that's just a big part. You have to be thoughtful. And at Green Carpet, John Eric gave an example. There was this about the house of people. So there was a triple diamond. Okay, so it was a triple diamond in the company, and she said, he posted it because he went through social media and he pulled up some of the top posts that he had found that were really inspiring to him. And this one was a picture of this girl and her husband, and they had their dream home blueprint in their hand, and they had a picture of the land that they were going to be building on. And it said, 2.5 years ago, we were drowning in debt and we were surviving month to month on credit cards. It was horrible, and now we are totally debt free. So instead of saying, join my business for $99, I'm going to show you how to make $10,000 a month, and this is what we do, she shared what It Works has done for her. So would you rather see someone saying, I spend this, do this, or would you rather see something like that? And that's his point. His point is you have to let people in on this adventure. I still see posts where I'm scrolling through Facebook and it's join my team for $99, especially with that logo thing. The logo thing was very often, but we have to learn how to share those things in a non-sales way. So Sarah also said that 12 that you said about his mom, that was a really inspiring thing to hear, because it's so true. So many of us just go through life with working, and instead of, enjoying life and living out of this, or working constantly worrying about what's next, what am I going to do next. But, sometimes we have to take a step back and enjoy it. Whether it's an executive promotion, or a living promotion, or a minor promotion, instead of worrying about what's next, live in that moment. Because, I could sit up here and be worried about going simple for the next 2 or 3 months, but sometimes you just have to take a step back and think of the grateful what you have now, and share that, and just be in the moment about that. So, I have one more thing I want to share with you. Client, she was referred to me by one of my other favorite clients, and she walked in, and I have a work card on my station, and she said to me, she goes, "Oh, you sell that?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Have you heard of it?" And she said, "Oh yeah, my cousin sells it, and she lives in Michigan or something like that." And I said, "Oh, have you tried anything?" She goes, "Oh no." She said, "She is the biggest salesperson, and if you even suggest that you're interested in it, she will never leave you alone. She had a brand new baby, and she will not talk to you about her brand new baby. She only wants to talk to you about her product." And I know we've all been there, we've all done that, we've all word vomited on people. I use the word vomiting, but that goes volume to me. And I asked her, "Do you know what rank she is?" She said, "Maybe she's new, she's learning what not to do." She has a triple diamond. Triple diamond. That's not to say that you can't be word vomiting for triple diamond. But I just want to make that point. She's been in this for a long time, and she's just all about sales, sales, sales. So today I get a text message from this lady, and she says, "If I sign up as a loyal customer under you, or there's going to you're not going to call me, and you're not going to call me and ask any other questions, right?" And I said, "Yeah, why?" She goes, "If you even suggest any other product, anything about that business, I will never speak to you again. I will not look you in the eyes ever again." Oh, you understood? And I was like, "Yeah, that's okay." So, okay, that's just, I want to just get that out there. So triple down your cousin in the business, and she doesn't want to go to her because she can't relate to it. There's no relationship there. And that is the point that John Eric makes in this business. We are in relationship business. So forget about the sales, forget about that next loyal customer, but instead go out and like people's posts, go out and give them hugs and high fives and stuff like that. So, lastly, before we forget, the social media, we can call it the social customer. So, have you all heard about the social customer aspect? Basically, it's John Eric's social media training is now available to anybody with a business. And I've seen a lot of back and forth on this as far as offering people that are in other network marketing companies versus Etsy super agents, hair salons, and stuff like that. That is what this is intended for. It's intended for salons and Etsy people and home-based businesses that are not other network marketing companies. So what it is anybody has the opportunity to purchase the $99 social media training, and it's 99 easy. So you do get points for it for volume one time. You have to place that social customer where you need that volume. You cannot transfer it. But it just gives them the opportunity of basically he's wanting to change what Facebook is used for. He's trying to get the salesy stuff taken away and putting out more of the thoughtful, sharing what we love and sharing with the vendor. So if you have any questions on that, see me afterwards, but just kind of sum it up, it is available now for anybody that's not in the business. Am I missing anything on that?
Here's an example. Some of our ambassadors share this. Here's an example of what you can post on social media about advertising this social customer package.
So it says, are you hating social media for your business? If so, you are not using it right. We have a product for any small business owner that is looking to be successful working from home using social media. Whether you are a photographer, Etsy superstar, stylist, massage therapist, wedding consultant, nail tech, realtor, boutique owner, travel agent, or direct sales, no matter what business, no matter what industry, we have a course designed just for you. From the basics to advanced secret tricks, nothing overwhelming. One video a day will teach you how to explode your social media budget. Let us help. We are living proof that using social media when used correctly can double what it can do for your income. What starting putting content into that. So, and we can post that on the Seeing Our Garden with the Rats, or if you get to copy paste that. But just, there have been some out there saying for dual cave and blah, 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 these one of those things, please don't use that one. Please use this one. That's what we've done before. So, anyway, there you go. Thank you. Okay, so just to kind of follow up with what she was talking about, I recently had a new distributor tell me that she just didn't think that she could post on Facebook even once a day. I was talking about it to her and I said, do you think you can post once a day on Facebook? And she's like, I don't know, I just don't want to do that. And then I read this post by Kim Sauer, and we'll read it through real quickly and wrap this up. But it opened my eyes and sent it to her, and now she's posting twice a day. Because it really is the truth. And it's really a marketing tip that you just remember this when you're thinking about your social media. Just when you think people are going to look at your posts, they're probably just paying attention. Often we get to the point that we put out a post, and all of our friends don't come flocking to us with passion. Remember, sales is a transfer of belief from one person to another. Think about that. That's the truth. If you buy a house, you're believing that that's a quality home, and that they have made you want that home over to buy it. Same thing with the car, same thing with that mascara from Sephora. You've heard that it was good. Not everyone is going to have your level of belief just in one post. Also remember that on average, 16% of your friends will see your Facebook post, and as well as 2% of your audience will see your business page. I get a lot of people that say, I'm just going to make a business page. I'm not going to post my personal page. Well, if you're ready for 2% of your friends to see what's going on, just understand that if social media isn't working for you, that could be why. Okay? Then she said, the first time people look at any given ad, they don't see it. The second time, they don't notice it. The third time, they are aware that it's there. The fourth time, they have a fleeting sense that they've seen it somewhere before. The fifth time, they actually read the ad. The sixth time, they found their nose at it. And I know right now, just think about how many times you've done that a lot of times. The seventh time, they start to get a little irritated with it. The eighth time, they start to think, here's that confounded ad again. The ninth time, they start to wonder if they're missing out on something. The 10th time, they ask their friends, their neighbors, if they've tried it. The 11th time, they wonder how the company is paying for all of these ads. The 12th time, they start to think that it must be a good product. The 13th time, they start to think the product has value. The 14th time, they start to remember wanting a product exactly like this for a long time. The 15th time, they start to yearn for it because they can't afford to buy it. The 16th time, they accept the fact that they will buy it sometime in the future. The 17th time, they make a note to buy the product. The 18th time, they curse their poverty for not allowing them to buy this certain product. The 19th time, they count their money very carefully. And the 20th time, prospects see the ad, they buy what is offered. Think about that. I can tell you, same thing with me. The ice cream shop down the road, I've driven past it a million times. I see Groupon ads for it, value pack ads, all of that stuff. But a girlfriend came over and all her kids were eating ice cream from that ice cream shop. And I thought, is it good? Can I try it? Yes, it's good. Okay, well, I'm going to have to go there because you're going there and you love it. And that's how sales works. You transfer belief to one other person. So remember that from now on. Okay, I'm going to bring up, speaking of our amazing products that people are going to want to try this one at a time, I'm going to bring up, a couple of people that have had just some wonderful stories with our products. I think that's so important because for everyone to learn from it here. Amy Smith, she's kind of making her get up here. Come on, girl. What the heck were you thinking? Like I don't have a loud enough mouth without this. And 3 weeks into it, 4 weeks into it. I'm like, I don't have a loud enough mouth. Are you kidding? Let's start with the product. I started the product 2 years ago. Pretty femur, Sarah's mother-in-law, the mother of all. Apportionment goes, you need to try this product. I said, there is no way in heck you are getting a wrap on this body. This body is not small enough for a wrap. Wrap is not going to hit. No way the wrap is going to hit this body. What do you think? I'm 340 pounds. This wrap is not so I didn't do a wrap. I started on thermal fit and fat fibers. I went with that for about 6 months. And pretty much I am not the seller. I'm really shy. For 5 seconds. I have to say for 5 seconds, but I went all day yesterday. You need to do this. I'm like, nobody wants to hear me. Everyone's already heard me across the county, but nobody wants to hear me. I had that in. I was up in my phone and going, yeah, I'm going to say in front of other people. And try to talk with them. Because now I can talk. No one's going to care. I'm not going to remember. Well, I really have that one. Just to let you know. I will drive home. Just to let you know. So I went a year ago, the end of this month, I've gone nowhere. I'm still a distributor. I have no distributors. I have 12 loyal customers, but I'm still working this business. I have one potential distributor who I'm talking to on Thursday. This woman is on fire. We talked to her at a crossroads event thing that was better than a doornail. I found one. We were talking. I called her 4 times today. Going, Judy, are you coming? She wanted to come tonight. I talked to her 4 times. Called her 4 times today. Judy, you coming tonight? She's like, I can't. I'm on my way to Lincoln, but I'm off Thursday. You give me a call. Okay, calling me on Thursday. I get off at 4. Calling me at 4:04. She's like, all right, I'm off. So the products that I've used, I happen to go through the product catalog. I've used all that stuff. I haven't used the estrogen because I'm not old. I'm just going to say it. I'm not old. I'm only 44 and I'm not dead. I haven't used the stretch cream because I just haven't ordered it yet. Haven't used the toner because I didn't put makeup on until about 2 weeks ago. Never cleaned my face until about 2 weeks ago. I can't remember what else I haven't used, but I've used everything else. And I've been on every diet known to man. I did the Ally. Sandy said, make sure I got these close to your line. Just saying. You better make sure it's there. I've used everything. But I started this business at 336 pounds. Last August 1st, I weighed myself. I was 336 pounds. May, I was 270. I was finishing a master's in mathematics. Good luck on that. I was teaching summer school. I was moving. I was working this business all in the month of July. I think I lost my mind. We might find it sooner or later. But there was like, okay, you need to bring old clothes. Dude, I got rid of all my hot clothes. Because I'm not going back up to 336 pounds. All right, you want to hold this? All right. These are my I fit in these no matter what day it is pants. These no longer fit. These look like they didn't offer me like no tomorrow. These no longer fit. Yes, I agree. Thank you, Amy. All right. Introduce Ms. Montgomery. Okay, well, hi, I'm Ms. Moritz. I'm almost a physical lineman. I part about it all the time. Happy to be right. My kids do too. Why? I don't want to. Okay. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I never get nervous because you can. Yeah, that's how this is overwhelming. This is amazing. I've been with the company for 2 years, and this wasn't 2 years ago. So you guys are amazing. Amazing. So I guess I'm supposed to be making my part. Oh, super cool. I don't want to be in it. But don't move because otherwise she'll be like, you'll have a cool head. Okay, so I have multiple sclerosis. I was diagnosed 14 years ago this month. My dad had it, his sister had it, both of us had it. And both of my brothers had symptoms of multiple sclerosis. One of them was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. So he was dead, although this is not totally good, he put it away somewhere somehow. So 2 years ago, when I was introduced to these products, I was a full-time job. I had 2 small children that are only 18 months apart. I was exhausted all the time. So not only from my full-time job and my 2 small children, but because I had a match, my number one concern was fatigue. And I got the party and I'm reading through the product descriptions that I see from Bianca, and I'm like, oh, somebody needs anti-stress. And then I see green, and like somebody needs some energy. So those were the 2 products that definitely interested me and I wanted to know more about them. I did not become a loyal customer that night. I did that, and I did have results, so it was still skeptical. Went home, did my own research, called my enroller full high, and enrolled 2 days later because I was a healthy mom. If I had really gotten if I didn't jump on this thing, I just did my thing. So, but started taking coffee on greens and noticed a difference within a couple weeks. I used to drink a minimum 32 ounces of Coke every day, which aspartame is not good for anyone, especially it's not good for somebody with autoimmune disease. And I was consciously made an effort to drink greens instead of my Diet Coke, and it made a huge difference in the way I felt, my energy level. Oh, come on, so. Sorry, I'm late. Yeah. Really nerve-wracking. Why is that? So, greens made a big difference. I just noticed a huge boost in my energy level. I noticed a huge boost in my fatigue. And then I did maybe Convianza as well. Didn't really notice. So I was, oh, I think it's working, whatever. I have PTSD, and I do take prescription medicine for that. And one day I forgot to take my Convianza, and I was a preschool teacher until a year ago. And my coach teacher was like, what is wrong with you? You kept it so like you were focused lately, and today you were off the wall. I don't know. I had no idea what's going on. So I went through my morning routine. I didn't take my Convianza. Well, that's a good that is placebo effect or whatever. So, I went about my day. So, pretty wonky and fighty. And I'm kind of wonky and fighty anyway. Let's be honest. Super wonky and fighty. And a couple weeks later, I did it again. On accident, I did. And I thought, okay, I will never do that again. I will never run out of this. Supplements. So every day I take one on the days that I know that I'm going to be super stressed, super busy, or it's going to be an extra emotional day, I think too. I've been a world of difference. So, I have some muscle pain with my MS, and I take my UU as needed for that.
I started working out. Woo! I haven't worked out for years. Since I got out of credit with my now 3.5, almost 3.5 years. I probably haven't worked out since then. Which may have been why you didn't have time. But yeah, so I started working out. That's really cool. But I was pretty bad. And like my sister was making fun of me because I couldn't even sit down on the toilet. So we made a big difference with that. That's what it's for, is muscle regeneration and stuff like that. But when I take it, when I'm running, I don't pay no specifics for it. That's all it's for. We can market that, but it makes a big difference. So if you know somebody would have actually find out there, it's going to make a big difference. I've also heard really but yeah, it isn't all about the apps. Although the app is amazing and we should be dropping everybody we know. So that's a little bit of it. Okay. All right. I know we're going a little bit over on time because we need to go. We will not take offense, but we have Tracy Cartwright come and send this out. Just go ahead and end this out, and then we just come a little bit over that we're on this one. And thank you guys for staying and listening to that. All right, I don't let you and things run over. I couldn't do those. Just my personality. Anybody else have that? Thank you. Okay. Real quick, we're just going to leave you with just hopefully just a little bit of motivation. I don't know why specifically I did not ready to do this. I'm not a future leader or anything like that, but I just want you to know, you have to work at a welcoming year, which is fabulous. A corporate event, you're in a room full of like-minded people. And people that do what you do, and they don't look at us like we're weird video and find doing wrong and they're not important. People, you're with your peeps, okay? I told my husband the other day, I was at Sarah's house, and I said, those are my people. That's my people. And we can get that. But when you leave this world, back in the real world, and hopefully you're leaving here with some great information, some great motivation, a little help in your stuff, a little stress going on. So let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to leave here, back right where you came from, and all of a sudden you're going to that anger that you had the other day is still there. The person not supporting you, maybe they're at your house, maybe they're not, they're still there. So the important thing is, where did that motivation come from? Where does the motivation come from to keep going when that bigger comes along? And the truth is, it comes from me. People ask, how do I motivate my team? One honest to goodness truth is that you cannot motivate your team, you cannot motivate other distributors, you motivate yourself. So how do you do that? I think it's a little bit different for everybody, but I wanted to give you a little piece of advice. One of the things that it works out, I didn't know this, but actually I found it on YouTube and it's free and it's an hour long, is building the network marketing business for doing that. Any of you guys listen to this? Couple of minutes. Yeah, it's probably. I can put on online better yet, go to YouTube and it's on there for you. You can just sit there and listen to it. I have this on in my car and I listen to it over and over and over. Let me tell you a little bit about Jim Rohn and leave you with that. One of the most successful network marketing men that ever walked the planet, and now it really helps to teach you about network marketing itself. And to me, where that motivation lies is in a unfailing, unshakable knowledge that network marketing works. So here's what's going to happen. We have a great seed, okay, and you reap what you sow. We have a wonderful seed. I would argue that we have the best company out there when it comes to network marketing, the best opportunity out there for you. So we have the best seeds. You're going to throw some of that seed out there, and guess what's going to happen? The birds are going to get some of it. You know what's a bird? Some of those seeds are going to fall by the wayside. I'll give you an example. Maybe you had somebody was supposed to do this tonight with you. I did. So I was supposed to do tonight. It's not good. I'm having lunch today, and I got stood up today. Okay, I went to do the talk. I couldn't even watch somebody chip the bacon, and then I got stood up today. And I left there, and I said, you know what? I'm going to chip the bacon with my ass.
And, you know, I went home, my husband said, and he asked me how really can I mess it up? And he looked and he was, you know, and I'm like, you think it's like a leader. Like, you know what? I said, I mean, it doesn't change me, it doesn't change me one bit. A bird is somebody that says, you know what? You're not going to see it. You think we'll see it, and they don't show. So that's a bird, okay? And then you're going to throw some seeds out there. And guess what happens? The heat's going to get some. Alright? Just about 10 minutes ago, when my grandmother was sitting here posted out there, hey, get ready. Heat is dropping. No one knows to see it. First post. Doesn't work. Don't waste money. Okay, so I'm not kidding. Wonder what the competition's going to do when we go home. The heat is going to get some. You're going to have that seed start to go, and then somebody's going to hit on them, and they're going to go. That's what happens. You just throw that seed out there again, and you're going to get some more. You're going to start going. And then the thorns are going to get some more. With the thorns, oh man, I was feeling very good tonight. Oh, I can be lazy tonight. Oh my gosh, my love is piling up. That's the time my kids, my husband needs it. There's your thorns. Okay? All these excuses in the world are going to show up and the thorns are going to be. And then you're going to go to see that it's going to finally land on the good soil. And those are the ones that are going to grow. And even they're going to grow a different pieces. But you're looking for a few of those that just land on good soil. Okay? Major leagues pay millions and millions of dollars for 300 batting practice. That means you are out 70% of the time. And they still pay millions of dollars. So the point is, the one who invites the most, the one who keeps talking, the one who keeps sowing, they win. Alright? They win. So that's up to you to decide if you want to keep sowing or not. I can't make you sowing again. I can't make you go to the doctor. Fair. $205,000 in loans that she didn't do it. You have to do it. You have to keep sowing, and you have to keep listening. And you have to keep motivating yourself. You do that by getting better. Okay, you do that by listening to Jim Rohn in your car. You do that by those self-help books for the first thing. I can't say enough about that. But just remember what you're doing here. You've got the best opportunity out there. Not everybody's going to get it, but not everybody's paying your bills. So remember, when you leave here, make sure that you know why you're doing this. You know that it's not going to be easy. There's going to be bumps. But so what if it takes you 5 years to get there? So what? So what? What's the problem with that? Just keep sowing, keep throwing the seeds out there, and it will. As long as you keep sharing, I guarantee it. I guarantee it. So. By the way, everybody, this is 1 hour long. By the time you set foot back in this room with us or wherever we are again, everybody needs to listen to it and do it over and over and over. Building your network marketing business with Jim Rohn. I expect it to be something. R-O-H-N, Jim Rohn. Okay, thank you guys all for coming. I really appreciate it. We are hoping that next month can be at DJ's Dugout again. They moved location, so we're thinking that it might be. We'll let you know on the next event invite.